Video game, flash fiction. This is a 90-minute writing game. A game where I select, by rolling dice, one of these Atari 2600 games, slot it in the Atari 2600 console, play the game, and create an original, intellectual property-free flash fiction story to be put into something like this. And maybe share the joy of, well, video games. But let's not talk, because talking is not going to be writing for us today. And while I don't have my timer here, I know this stream time. So for today, we're just going to use it to time our lives. I got 90 minutes from whenever this started. I got 2 dice. I have a 6-sided dice. I have 6 columns from 1 to 6. I'm going to roll this dice. It's 4, so column 4. Here's the row, 10-sided dice from bottom to top, 1 to 10. 10. Okay. For today's intellectual property free flash fiction story, we have Masters of the Universe, the Power of He-Man. This is an M Network game. I will show the label because that's all there is. It's really hard to read because, wow. I wonder if that, for classic games, has the longest title on the label. Let's see if this works first before I get too excited about trying to write around and find the story. Wow. That is fantastic. Whoa, that is a little intense. Wow, that is like, I think, the theme song for He-Man. Good job. Masters of the Universe, the Power of He-Man. I have played M Network games before. They have never been this flashy. Okay. All right. Well, that's fun. Game select, game reset. What's going on? I'm not moving. This paddle should work. Let's see if it's plugged in. It should be. Maybe not. Maybe it just needs a nudge. I mean, this is part of the story. Reset it? No. Nothing's going on. No doings. Is it a paddle control? That'd be awkward. Why would you paddle control this one? But maybe. Let's find out. I'll get a paddle. Let's try it. I'm stuck. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. How do I play you? I mean, I don't think this joystick's broke already. Be a little disappointed. All right, let's set this over here. I got time ticking too, I realize. Let's test the joystick first. Then I'll do paddle. And then I'll do single paddle. I don't believe, even if I had the instructions, I don't read the instructions. That's part of the fun. I don't want to get tainted by their story, because it's their story. Okay, this might be paddle, or this might be broke. I mean, I've turned this game on simply to see that after purchase that it worked, but that's always good. We're going to try it again. So hitting the button does a thing. Okay, so at least it gets a button. Let's try paddle. Let's try one paddle. I don't think it says on there. Unlike, and that's, I suppose my frustration that I've got with M Network games. If you don't have the instruction manual, it's hard to know what paddle to use or handle to use because they don't have it on a bigger label like a lot of these other games do. Which I always forget to read anyway and end up doing this once in a while. This is the story. My God. exciting, right? Let's see, am I moving? I mean, I gotta, like, I'm really not gonna be able to make a story. I don't think this Atari worked last stream. Does it have to be in handle 2? I mean, I've had that before. It's been awkward. Let's try with this one, because I know this one. Uh-oh, that stack of games is going to fall. Let's see what happens here. No. Wow. Nothing. No paddles. I'm sure they don't. I mean, He-Man, blah, blah, won't want me to have a keyboard to hit to play this game. It's got to be joystick. Huh. Awkward. The game comes on, but I can't play it. I should have quality tested this before I put it into the stack, I suppose. I think I paid a decent amount for this thing too. So I got to use it for a story. So we'll go with the intro. And there's this dude in the intro. So let's just build a story from that. And then this scene. I'd love to be able to play this game. I can only start a story. I'll make another attempt to try to do it, but I don't have my timer here. It's somewhere. Not right here. So I can't be as timed as I usually am. So I'm going to get to writing. I am going to turn the sound up a little bit. I'm going to reset this. I'm going to jam out on the intro. See, it's got to be. It could be the console too. This thing's falling apart. I should get one of those new Fandango. Here we go. I mean, that's kind of a cool entrance. Like, they go from, I think, what was the protagonist that was a young boy then would become a manly man once they held their sword. But I don't know that. I only have this name, this catchy tune, because it is catchy. Wow, that's going to be a long file name. No, I had to try. But we're going to leave it right there for right now. Masters of the Universe. Powers of... What is it? Like, I don't even know. There's no reset. There's on off. I want to get that name again, and I want to hear the song again. Yeah, this thing needs cleaning or soldering. Wow, look at that. Masters of the Universe. Power of He-Man. The Power of He-Man. Wow, that's just overwhelming. Do I do a capital M or is it all? I'll just do that. Okay, here's a file name. This is gonna be weird. I'll be using the sights and sounds to create the story. So it's obviously going to be about transformation. And this scene, and that's it. Those two scenes. I can't get this thing to work. I paid good money for this. I should have further tested it. I get sloppy in my quality assurances of some of these games. I'm tempted. And it could be the Atari as well. And I don't really feel like swapping out an Atari right now. So let's write a story off this. This will be lackluster. This won't be as fun, though. It won't. Unless I keep on resetting this Atari every single time. I could just break the switch eventually because that thing's probably needs to be cleaned or soldered back on. There's probably some hairline crack into the board. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I don't even know where to go with this. Ah, man. I might have to re-roll. I got to call it right now. And I can further investigate. Maybe I should quality assurance the Atari first. Let me just do that real quick. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean... And I did play this one sometime. Let's see. I mean, during the past, I think I quality assurance this one because it was easy. Or it's the Atari. Ah, curses. Well, I really want to play He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Story today could be about how this Atari is broke right now, live. It worked yesterday. I tested it yesterday. And I tested it yesterday by just making sure this game was working. And now it's not. Huh. Oh yeah, it's spent. Well, awkward. But let's go with it. I want to play He-Man Masters of the Universe. I don't have to change out that much. This is how real it gets. Old systems, they break, and then you're playing a game, and all of a sudden, you gotta, hopefully the Atari you have sitting right up there is functioning. It was. Some point during life. Oh, this is fun. All right, so I got to swap out that cable. Get the power cord. Oh, there's the power cord. This is the light sixer. So the 4-switcher right there is the Atari I had when I was growing up. That is a later model than the earlier model with the 6 switches. This one is 2nd generation. And so they had one called the Heavy Sixer. I'm going to have to stand. Uh-oh. Well, that may be a little more out of focus. Now, they had one called the Heavy Sixer, which was the first revision and very expensive. And so they made it lighter and cheaper. It's called the Light Sixer, which is one of these revisions, at least the ones that were produced by Atari. And then, of course, to cut costs, you want to get rid of some of these switches because, as you see, they break. They're also were likely very more expensive than having some little plastic knob on the back. That's plugged in. Let's go right to Masters of the Universe, which are at this point in time. And let's see if this should work. There we go. Okay. Okay. Maybe I could start the story. Maybe. Be very, very disappointed. I gotta wait. Yep. Rest in peace, Atari 4 switcher. Well, you know, at least the game's going now. I don't know what's going on though. I'm on a spaceship. I'll be honest, I was not a huge He-Man fan. So I've been watching a lot of like YouTube streams about toys and nostalgia. And so I'm being able to at least better understand it. I was never a He-Man fan. I thought the cartoon was okay. I just got to talk about this because I got to remove myself from what I know versus what I can tell a story about, and they can go back and forth. So this is like whoa, what the fuck? Whoa. That was a quick death. So yeah, I gotta separate. So I don't know. I'm looking. It's like honestly, this if I were to think of an Atari 2600 game, this copies would be Defender. Maybe. It's been a while since I played Defender, though. To be honest, I haven't played it for this yet. I believe. Okay, so you start off on some platform. This sky is like sunset, maybe. You're in a desert. Why are you the master of the universe, though? That's a, I mean, that's quite a title you'd have to earn a little bit. And like, what the hell are these things? They take away a life when they like, what the? And what's that platform thing? It's like your launch pad, probably. I'm not really enjoying this game. There seems to be. What? Come on. I'm just frustrated because I suck. So I'm going to. Okay, so there's 30, 29. What's the arrow? Man. Like there's this thing on the ground that keeps shooting at me that I guess is a character. I don't know. It looks like a. I mean, at first, I honestly thought it was a radar. But now maybe I can see it more as a person shooting at you. So that'd be your antagonist. Or maybe they're the protagonist and you're the antagonist. Or we can just have the evil person win. This is called He-Man. The Power of He-Man. The Power of He-Man. The Power of He-Man. And this is it. Wow. I could have literally probably... Not literally. I mean, that's such a bad use of the word literally I was about to apply. So I'll just shut up and step back a word and say I could very have likely wrote just as good a story, if not better story, had I not swapped out the Atari and just played the still screen. The story I had started to imagine when I saw that and started thinking whether I wanted to write that or try to play this game was about the power of He-Man. And because it was just a still screen and you saw the first image of, I think the character's name in He-Man was Adam, turn into He-Man, which is one of the more impressive openings I've seen in Atari 2600 games. Shout out to the developers. I think a lot of time was probably spent on that. It's impressive. It inspired the story of that He-Man sitting on that little pedestal and was master. The power of He-Man was able to guide the entire universe just by sitting there. It's not going to be the story anymore because I've got a lot more input. I've got some crazy person that may look like a He-Man character. I think Skeletor would be the one that I know the most. And so that's the name I'm comfortable with applying to that. if I were to call it out as a character of He-Man, I'm not going to label that because I don't want to use the intellectual property. It's really hard to disassociate that right now, admittingly. I like the story that I had before. That would have been fun. This is, we're in a desert in the morning, flying a hovercraft, and someone's shooting at me. And then there's those weird twirly things. I'm not certain where that goes in the story. Let's go ahead and reset this. Let's go. I kind of dig the sounds. I haven't really, I like it applied to, what the fudge, man? This is, can I get harder level? Game select. No, this is, it's just this. So what if I go this way? Whoever created this, you didn't want the character to live that long. He-Man, the power of He-Man. The power of He-Man. How does that even begin to help me with the story of this person on, let's call it a drone cycle. You could almost be in space too, because that character there could look like they're definitely in a spacesuit. There's some sort of outer fringe line to them that it's hard to see through either interfaces I've got. And once you get out of zone 30, you're in 29, and there's that. It kind of looks like they've got a helmet on or something. Maybe. I'm going to go with it. It's going to be, maybe you're the invading army. I don't know. Whatever it is, your defenses are excellent. This is frustrating. I don't know. I'm so. I wish I didn't get it to work. I had a better story then. One I can make in time. I don't have my timer here to catch my rambling either, so I'm gonna go by the system time, which I think is close to the stream time as well. So I've got an hour and 7 minutes left, and I have nothing interesting, at least. Flying around in a hovercraft, spacecraft. I associate that with a drone. If I remember right now, I don't know if it was, I'm honestly now mixing up the show Flash Gordon for some reason. I feel like some of those Flash Gordon things were very similar to, no, I'm conflating and misplacing. I don't know. So you're hovercrafting. So you're defending. If you have a launch pad on a planet, you've set up, you've got some residence, so you have some sense of ownership. So this person has to be the owner, a protector. You can call it a desert. Let's put this on Earth so I don't have to create a whole fiction of a planet. The He-Man, that's kind of a He-Man. I kind of dig it though. And there could be He-Man and Fee-Man for the two genders, and some other one too, man. Because they want, with agency comes the need want to classify a thing. And it's just what humans do. It's how we tell the difference between things. Sometimes it gets carried away, especially through labels. But given that the title itself has it in it, I feel like I could use it for the story. And to do it in a way that it sort of broadens up and maybe creates, I'm going to try to create a utopian story. Not, I mean, it's easy to. It'd be easier to do dystopian right now. It'd be far easy, like some hellscape desert future Earth, and you're on your hover bike, and maybe He-Man is means something else. That go there later, but you could easily see that you're getting fired at, so you're going to get water or something like that. Or maybe you're the invading one. Again, dystopia. Let's not go there. Let's try to make this. But you're getting shot at. And that's a hard thing to like write around. Especially if you're going to use the video game as inspiration for the story and the sights and sounds and the actions of it, not necessarily the inspiration for it or the name of it. And all the intellectual trademark owned property that goes along with that. Maybe they're terraforming. Maybe you don't know. Maybe it's ambiguous. Maybe they could be bad. Maybe they could be evil. Why are they being fired upon? What caused that damage in the ground? If it was going to be a, wouldn't want to make it a game. I don't want to gamify it. I want to actually try to make it a story, and I've got less and less time. When I hit that hour mark, I'm going to be concerned. I don't even have a word. Usually at least by 15 minutes, I've got a word. Well, maybe if I write it down, it'll seem happy. Would it be getting food? Maybe they're saving somebody. Maybe getting hit is what you want to do, because it seems like there's no way to avoid it. I'm going to write a few words, and then I'm going to play it again, because it seems to me, it seems very difficult. Like, well, it seems very difficult to get far, if anywhere. Where this would differ, maybe this is actually more like Megaforce, I think, in a bit too. Except for Megaforce you didn't die this quick, and there was more than just two things that attacked you. And there could be more things off in different sectors, because I don't think I can get through Sector 29. And I'm supposed to go all around and clear this out to be the master of the universe. Maybe the character's first name is He. And like, I don't know. It's a hard thing to write around. Unless you make a Fee-Man, which I think I'm going to. Or just leave it the way that it is. It's future utopia-like. I don't want to go full board utopia, because that could be someone's, more likely than would become someone's dystopia. Maybe technology gone awry, but that one character. Let's play this just a little bit more, because I'll die real quick anyway. I'm gonna go high in the sky as far as I can. I don't know. I just there's two. I'm in Sector 28, so at least the first two sectors have the same two enemies. One that seems I've shot once, but then it recreates itself, comes at you, and this thing that I guess could be someone in a space-like outfit with a big dome on their head. At first, I thought it was a radar tower. It was somehow moving, and then I realized it was shooting, and I thought it was a gun, but now it actually looks like a person shooting. And it's probably the same size, and it seems to be about the same size as the person that's in the drone, the hover bike, we'll call it. Maybe we'll start with zooming in your hover bike. Do I want to go second person? No. How am I gonna write out the He-Man thing? Am I gonna go like He-Man and He-Man? That's lame. That's first words wrote for this. I don't know. That's just that hits nothing. But it's such a yeah. Let's try to write it. Maybe I don't need to think about it. Let's write the story. See if I can somehow include the He-Man, other than what I've thought of. Because as I write that out, it just seems bad. But there's what's the thing shooting, and why are you? Maybe you want to do that. You don't necessarily blow up. I mean, that's just the one thing too. Is like, let's go back to that. So I'm gonna try to speed through all of these sectors. I'm gonna see. I just want to get to 27. I mean, it does play that sort of sound of death, but you don't ever explode. You just stop. And maybe it's a signal. Maybe it's to tell to help. Man, this is. Let's go with the zooming. Zooming in. Do I want to put this on another planet? I feel I kind of want to put it because it looks like that person's wearing some sort of dome. And I can only tell when things flash. They've done a good job, at least in my mind, at least from what I can see. Maybe if I would look at the actual television, it'd come in a little more clear. But I'm going to use the same constraints that everyone else has today, which is this rendering through a low-res camera. This looks pretty decent. All right, so the power of He-Man. It just yeah. Maybe they yeah, I don't know how to even write that out. I just with him. The way that it was written originally would be too close if I tried to go sort of that, idea of the testosterone race, I guess, the male. I mean, that awkward voice right there. That past tense. I don't know. So zooming over. I don't know many deserts in Arizona. That doesn't really look like Arizona landscape. Maybe it's a beach. Yeah, beaches I've been to on the East Coast, not many, flat. Beach-like things on the West Coast. Let's go California. The beaches receded a little bit, maybe. Although wouldn't technically the beach would have, the beach could still recede even if water rises. It would just mean the homes that were put into places that are now not in water would be in water. Why would they be on a beach? Maybe they're a lifeguard. Maybe they're a future lifeguard. The power of He-Man though, masters of the universe though. That's a hell of a name for a story about. Lifeguards are very important. My job is just as good as theirs. And I don't know of any job right now that exists in the world that I would apply the title of Master of the Universe. The Masters of the Universe? The Masters of the Universe. Masters of the Universe, the power of He-Man. Masters of the Universe. And is He-Man just a man? Okay. These are the two masters of the universes, I suppose, then. Whoever's on the planet, the person in the sky. Maybe the eternal battle. Let's make it about they're playing a game. Because Masters of the Universe. I mean, well titled, epic. The writers of that, the writers were good. They they created a thing that still exists today, and people fanatical about it, and that's very impressive. The name itself gives the scope, I finally realize, of the whole storyline and why it's so epic. Because each one of these creatures, I guess, is a master of the universe, because there are many masters of the universe. So if I were to throw that logic into here, just the title alone, each of these are a master. The power of He-Man, that one's a little bit harder to translate. If I remember right, and I gotta be honest, I didn't see many episodes, and the whole storyline's still a little fuzzy to me. But I always thought it was one planet, or maybe I'm mixing that up with Thundercats World. Because now I'm starting to reference cartoon lines and toy lines I just was not interested in when I was younger, and He-Man was one of them. No cut to He-Man, there was other things. I liked Star Wars and Transformers. For this, though, I still have a story, and I have 52 minutes left. Man, I'm stuck. Let's use both of them. We got the scene. Let's just go 80s style. Let's make this fun. Because the title is the story itself, I suppose. No. And it encapsulates much intellectual property. Obviously, to me, He-Man's on the ground. And He-Man and Who-Man. I don't know. This is stupid. I gotta explain the He-Man somehow. To detach it from everything else associated with that name. Because instantly, you see the title. And I need to rewrite that. That's hard. That's why it's easy to write without bumping into intellectual property with something like London Blitz or Fall Down. And this will go in the stack likely of games to be released on a book called IP. So if I have to pull the entire book, I can. He-Man hurls a space boomerang at yeah. What during the Masters of the Universe games Yes. Do I want to gamify it? God, that's just like such an easy thing. And I mean, literally soon, let's not use the word literally. I guess I am literally processing to publish a book on sports that takes a bunch of these stories that I gamified to make the story. Because with a game, you have your conflict, you have your plot, you have your resolution. If I don't have this be a game, now I got to think of a deeper plot, and then give backstory or at least show and tell to be able to create the entire world, the conflict, and then carry that conflict through and resolve it in the end within the next 48 minutes. All right, so He-Man hurls rocks and throws a space boomerang at Z-Man. I don't want this, as I stated, and this is where I'm having the next difficulty, is that, again, there will be a book called War because I've written a bunch of these stories where war is either in the name or it was about shooting and killing a thing. You make it about war again, you have your conflict and you have your resolution. It's easy to find the protagonist and antagonist, and in most war stories, when really it's a little bit more blurry more often than not. And I'm bored of that, and I don't want to write another story like that. It'd be easy to do. Obviously, I mean, they're fighting each other in one stalls. They are masters of the universe, so maybe they're trying to fix a problem. I'm trying to think of why the one on the ground who is going to be, I think, the He-Man, because He-Man right now has got the gadgets, or at least the abilities. I don't know what they're going to be. I got to decide this. And I don't know Z-Man. I just thought of a letter that was not, last man, last master, who knows. And at least trying to use that pattern to pull away from the other world. And I got to do it within one sentence and set up the conflict. And I'm almost there. Once I get that, I can write to resolution, and it's going to look like a bunch of scribbles, and hopefully when I read it, it's not that bad. Hopefully. Let's see. He-Man hurls rocks and throws a space boomerang at Z-Man. Who rides... I don't want to have him hurl a rock. He's actually... shoots data bolts and throws what's the thing that's spinning? It hurls. Maybe that's actually controlled by who is now Z-Man. And He-Man, who hates to fly. Data bullets to Z-Man, who rides and glides above the surface And maybe that little twisty thing that goes out, maybe, they have to stall each time. I don't know what that conflict is right now, though. Like, they're masters of the universe, so I'm going to have them creating this planet. The power of He-Man is data. Or I should introduce Z-Man. Maybe Z-Man's on the ground. Yes. No. I feel like I had He-Man on the ground because it seemed like they were more powerful, but I don't want to give them both tools. So He-Man on the ground is the data person. the data master of the universe. The information. And the Z-Man is what's the master power of the universe? Who shoots data bolts from their mind. At Z-Man. Space hover bike. Hover not looks like a hover. That doesn't look like a bike. I really don't know the original. I know I've seen recently. Because again, I love looking at the old toys. And usually when I'm putting up a stage like this, sometimes I'll listen to YouTube videos about people who go out and purchase them. So I think I've seen what this is. The spaceship's supposed to represent color-wise. I just don't know the name of it. To me, it looks like a hover saucer. Obviously, looks like a thruster in the back, and the way that it shoots, obviously, you can shoot a thing. Now, bolts, I don't understand. Maybe they're... Oh, yes, I got it. Who hates to fly? At Z-Man's hover. Yeah, so it's like they're using their masterful powers. Masters of the universe uses the Master He-Man and Master Z-Man. Yes. Masters. So there's two masters. And they're not going to have... I mean, my masters... I mean, if you're a master of the universe, you're close to a deity status, maybe? Maybe. I mean, you're masters of a universe. How could you not be considered at least on the level of deity? Maybe a lesser deity. I'm going down the deity route because I'm now thinking of gender. And for my masters, they're beyond it. Their mind's not there. They're so concerned about other things, it's just not top of mind anymore. That way, I don't have to concern myself with also attaching, or I could have He-Man. Now, let's just keep it gender neutral. For the day, at least. Just to further disassociate. Disassociate? How about disconnect? And how about right away from intellectual property? Master He-Man shoots. Like, I suppose, would it be considered in the cartoon, the original one, where they're just two masters? Skeletor, the two primary antagonists and the primary protagonist? Or are they all technically masters at such a high level? Because I remember there were spaceships, I think, but I can't, at least the few episodes of the cartoon I've ever seen. Again, I've loved the G.I. Joe, the Transformers, watched those a lot. But the two episodes of Master of the Universe, they were on one planet. They seemed like they were master of a planet. But I just didn't imagine there could be an entire larger scope where that was like a planet of deities, masters of the universe. I mean, that's beyond solar system. That's beyond planet. Planet, solar system, universe. I guess masters of the dimensions would be the ones that are a little bit more powerful. Masters He-Man shoots data bolts from their mind at Master Zen hovering. I've got to talk less. This is going to be short. I just need to also, I don't have a plot. Like, I got a scene, I got characters. I have no conflict. A master shoots data bolts from their mind at Masters He-Man hovering on their guides, lifts, and guides their hover saucer aiming its thought cannon at a twirling a terraforming yeah, I don't know. Let's just maybe, I don't know how to spell. I know terraforming looks so wrong right now, but I don't really have time to care. Aiming its thought cannon at terraforming. I'm lost. Master He-Man shoots data bolts from their mind that he's at Master Z-Man, whose mind, I mean, just like that. That's, why do I need to make a long sentence like that? I don't. Especially. Master He-Man shoots data bolts from their mind at Master Z-Man. Master Z-Man lifts and guides the hover saucer, aiming its thought cannon at a terraforming you got it. They're sending thoughts. Let's just put quantum, a nanoquantum, or quantum terraforming at a spinning. There we go. Quantum, because they're gonna go quantum. I don't know how to spell quantum right now. Like it's either dimensions, quantum, or nanos. Science fiction. I guess speculative fiction too, because all three exist in theory and are trying to be proved out. And some of them not in theory. I suppose nanos. At least my imagination in theory. A little stronger than others, I suppose, but that's just because I've given it time to manifest and created a better lie. Aiming its thought cannon at spinning, a better fiction rather. Aiming its thought cannon at the spinning quantum transformer. At the malfunctioning. Okay. Master Z-Man lifts and guides their hover bike. That's mind. Thoughts. Lift and guide their hover saucer, aiming its thought cannon at Brandford. Okay, so now shoots data bolts. That's not good enough. That is not a universe. Data. Man, I got 34 minutes left. I don't even know. It's been a while since I failed. I'll blame the Atari. I can't. I legit had to swap out an Atari, and yeah, I have excuses, but that ain't gonna make it. Doesn't matter. Like, I'm the ultimate machine that has to deal with it and do it. What's the conflict? The conflict is that the terraformer is out of control. Maybe aiming a stock cannon at the malfunctioning and spinning quantum transformer. That's right, malfunctioning. So we have our conflict. Now let's show a resolution is malfunctioning the spinning quantum terraformer. Like, I really want to look that word up. I think it's just one R. Terra. I have no idea. Terraformer. Master terraformer. I gotta look that up. That's bugging me. That's right. It just doesn't look right. Oh well. At least my search and return engine says it's right. Spinning quantum master transformer. Like I don't know. Master He-Man shoots data bolts from their mind at Master Z-Man. Master Z-Man's thought lifts and guides their hoverbike saucer, aiming his thought cannon at the malfunctioning spinning quantum master transformer. We'll make this special and we'll make it all uppercase like a title. Ooh. Okay. That'll at least call it out and also define it. Call it out as being important, that is. I don't want to go into hates to fly. This is just how they do stuff. They're fixing a thing. This doesn't have to be long. It could be poppy. Flash fiction that happens as fast as a weekday cartoon or Saturday morning cartoon. Lots of action, some okay dialogue, but a world gets built in the individual's mind with maybe some of the vagueness of why. Spinning quantum master transformer shoots data bolts. Let's capitalize that. Thought bolts. He-Man's Master He-Man's thought bolts strike the bottom of the hover of Z-Man's. I should name the hover saucer, but I don't want to go there right yet. Hover saucer. Excuse me. Thought bolt strikes. Thought bolt striker? No. Thought bolt strikes. The bottom of, let's get rid of the both of these. The bottom of the Z-Man's hover saucer. I'm going to do it like this, as you would maybe a script. The hover saucer and Z-Man shape and aim the thought bolt at the quantum. So what does the thought bolt look like? Master He-Man's thought bolt glimmers through the sky, shifts the rainbow colors as it flies into the desert, into the blue sky, the dawn sky, the dawn, right? The dawn sky, we'll call it. And strikes the bottom of Z-Man's hover saucer. The hover saucer and Z-Man shaped and aimed the thought bolt at the quantum. Shape, duplicate, and aim the thought bolt at the quantum master transformer. Because they're so, like, in the game, tightly linked. I wish I could play this again right now, but I got 28 minutes. I might get to an end. This is going to be very short today. This is going to be like flicker fiction and so whatever happens before Flash. I suppose some would consider this Flash fiction as well. I just think it's I like around 600 words. Some goes as much as 1,200 words. That's the limit I've gone. But even that to me is stretching it in this day and age. The hover saucer and Z-Man shape duplicate and aim the thought bolt at the quantum master transformer. Thought bolts. Let's go to the quantum master transformer. The quantum master transformer spins and creates a schematic and creates and manifests what is it like? I gotta now. This is where the vague fiction comes into play. I'll get inspired, at least in the shortness of this, that it just this one scene. It doesn't seem to ever change. Yeah, the quantum master transformer spins. Thought bolts, creating a manifest and process to pull and connect different dimensions to seed a balanced life on the planet of Earth. Let's go there. Instead of having it so conflicting, let's just have them working together to create this thing. Maybe that's it. Let's have it created. Masters of the Universe. He-Man and Z-Man. The thought bolt at the quantum master transformer. The quantum master transformer. Thought bolt. The quantum master transporter I'm going to spell this out a lot each time instead of doing like a shorter version of it, because I want to make it very defined and kind of, I guess, comic book-like, story-like, storyboard. Just you got to repeat it so you know exactly what you're talking about in that frame. Like instead of like the master transformer, if I were to have this longer form, I'd probably just do that. I think I kind of want to have this broken out in individual sections and processes to show the creation of Earth. That's what it's going to be. I could do that in 24 minutes. I have the end, I think. I shouldn't mention it right there. And then it could be created at the end. This way, at least, we'll feed a little bit to the reader. We're not that far away from the beginning. This is a flash fiction story after all. Let's not get carried away with world building too much. That takes time. And to build up the fiction or the lie in your own mind, to be able to convince other people that it could be real, suspend their disbelief with fiction. The quantum master transformer. What about it? It's going to build up loads and connects. This is the defective one though, right? I've already set it up. To terraform the Earth. Let's not make it. Oh, I have it malfunctioning. No, let's not have it malfunctioning. These are masters of the universe. Their stuff doesn't malfunction. I mean, on occasion, but I don't want to write that story. I want to write the story about them just deciding. So let's remove the malfunctioning. And let's name drop Earth at the beginning. That'll be intriguing. Like that's a good hook for such a short story. Such a flash type story. So at the thought cannon at the spinning master transformer. Okay, let's go here. Master He-Man shoots thought bolts from their mind at Master Z-Man to create the Earth. Hover Terra hover saucer. Okay, I have something. Let's excuse me, I need water. I'm a little sad that Atari broke. I have to, pour out a cup of coffee for my passed away friend, possibly. I don't think I have a soldering kit because I think that's what it's going to need. More than just a good cleaning. Master He-Man shoots obviously, but yeah. Anyway, let's think of this story. I'll terraform this world by pulling out the other Atari. Master He-Man shoots thought bolts from the mind of Master Z-Man's terror hover saucer to create Earth. Master Z-Man's thought lifts and guides their hover saucer, aiming its thought cannon at the spinning quantum master transformer. Master He-Man's thought bolts shift the rainbow colors as it flies into dawn sky and strikes the bottom of Z-Man's hover saucer. I should case all these. I'll leave it at hover saucer. I'll break my rule, but I wanted to do the quantum thought transformer. Quantum master transformer. Or master quantum transformer? Does everything have to begin with master, maybe? Maybe that's just like a boring title that they put to a certain bureaucrat that goes and creates worlds, but I don't want to get into bureaucracy because that's not fun. Unless you're one of those people, which I can be, and I do find it fun. So it creates great satire, and I don't want to get satirical right now. I want to get fun. Let's make this fun. Master He-Man shoots thought, and this seems fun. Maybe not. Let's not read that again. I got to end this story, and I got 19 minutes left. The Quantum Master Transformer spins and processes thought bolts. Processes He-Man's thought bolts. Creating a manifest and process to pull and connect different dimensions to seed a balance, a life, to create, to seed, to infuse and trigger the creation of life on the planet Earth. Spins, like, I could have it like satirical and like the malfunctioning one creates Earth. No, I want this to be, these are masters of the universe. There's many of them. Just so I can include the title, I'm going to have the hyphenated man, gender neutral version of something, attempting to at least. I just don't know another way to wash it out of the intellectual property it's attached to one. Wash it out like we're cleaning something. I guess we're scrubbing. Scrubbing the things one could get sued for, and it's just not fun because it's someone else's story. Rightfully so. Could rename this the Z-Man story. I already... I found a way to publish this already. It'll be in the IP collection, obviously. Intellectual property. The Quantum Master Transformer spins and flies toward Z-Man's hoverbike. Hover saucer. Hover transformer. Let's give it, the Terra hover saucer. And I just got the Terra, I'm going to rename it the Terra hover, I'm not going to rename it. I'm just going to put the full name, Z-Man's Terraformer. I just literally hover saucer. My mind's starting to get anxious. As are my words. I got 17 minutes left and I got to get to some end. Plants. I don't like that. I need a paragraph of showing. No, hover saucer. What happens? Let's play this real quick. One more time. All right, so I'm Z-Man, and I'm looking for He-Man. And He-Man's going to shoot a data bolt. Oh, I missed that data bolt. Oh, and then I'm going to try to fire and have that terraformer. I'm shooting the data bolts now. And we just created Earth. I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't. It is what it became. I don't have time to rewrite it. This probably fails on many levels, but at least at the bottom level, there may be a story here. I don't know. To be honest, I shouldn't have tried to fix the problem. I went with my original, which was about a being that's just sitting in a desert on a platform, meditating life everywhere, or at least some places. This works out though. Same concept, technology. But I got to do a better call out to thoughts. He-Man's thought bolt shifts. The hover saucer pauses stalls in the air as it processes Z-man stop bolt into a shape to duplicate and shoot at. This is better. What time is it? 14 minutes left. And duplicate. And shoot at the quantum master transformer. Okay, that's a better show. The quantum master transformer spins, blah, 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 blah. Quantum master transformer hovers. Z-man shoots. Thought bolts. Z-man and the hover bike. Like they're one. Time is it? 12 minutes. Okay, I got this. Z-man and the hover bike. Shoot bullets. Rapid fire. The terraformer glows and explodes, sending a rainbow of colors, connecting with the elements. I'm just going to do that. What are the classic elements? Earth, wind, fire. We'll go there. Earth, wind. I'll go winds. Just whatever. And entropy. To begin. That's all I got. I mean, yeah, probably would elaborate on that a lot more. Maybe not a lot more. I mean, I would like to probably build that up. I got some minutes. I got a little coffee left too. Yeah, let's terraform glows and explodes, sending rainbow colors and connecting with the elements earth, wind, fire, and entropy to begin life on Earth. We gotta send them off in the sunset, right? He-Man and Z-Man. Z-Man swoops their hover saucer to the surface as rivers and plants form around He-Man. Z-Man? I don't know why they're separated right now. Oh, shoot, that's a plot point. Like, why is he on the ground? He's getting better information. His data boots, his body. Yes, I got to have that connection. So a Z-Man swoops their hover saucer to the surface of the rivers and planets. As rivers and planets form around He-Man. Come on, I got 8 minutes left. Form around He-Man. He-Man, new sentence. He-Man grips Z-Man's hand. Z-Man's hand as water flows over their head. They fly away, looking for more life. Okay. Why do they have to? Let's do this. He-Man's feet feel He-Man stands and their body and data suit with the planet and its I'm thinking Master He-Man stands on the surface of a desert planet connecting their body and data suit with there we go. Let's go. Master He-Man shoots thought bolts from their mind at Master Z-Man's Terra hover saucer to create the Earth. To help create the Earth. Okay. This is who knows why, right? I suppose that's the bonus of some of these stories too. The outer reality of everything else could be fit in if you've got dimensions, and within those dimensions, a universe, many universes. Let's not go there any further. It was a very interesting day for me. First time I've had to switch out an Atari Live. Rest in peace, my old console. That could have been. I hope that's not the one that I bought like 20 years ago. If it is, well, maybe I'll stream live taking it apart. But that doesn't write this story nor complete this story. The only way to really complete it is to read it out loud. They'll be editing lots of it if this ever goes into a book like this one right here. But I think it's not bad. 5 minutes left. Let's just read it aloud and move on with other thoughts. For today's video game flash fiction story, inspired by Masters of the universe, the power of He-Man. Master, I usually repeat the title. Let me try that one more time. This is Masters of the Universe, the power of He-Man. Master He-Man stands on the surface of a desert planet, connecting their body and data suit to detect and define the composition of the planet. Master He-Man shoots thought bolts from their mind at Master Z-Man's Terra hover saucer to help create the Earth. Master Z-Man's thought lifts and guides their hover saucer, aiming its thought cannon at the spinning quantum master terraformer. Master He-Man's thought bolt shifts the rainbow colors as it flies into the dawn sky and strikes the bottom of Z-Man's hover saucer. The hover saucer stalls in the air as it processes Z-Man's thought bolt into a shape to duplicate and shoot the quantum master transformer. The quantum master transformer spins and processes He-Man's thought bolts, creating a manifest and process to pull and connect different dimensions to infuse and trigger the creation of life on the planet of Earth. The quantum master transformer spins and flies towards Z-Man's terraformer. Z-Man shoots more thought into the terraformer and shouts, "It's not overloading." He-Man says, "Have a thought, my friend," and fires more thought bolts. Z-Man and the hoverbike rapid-fire thought bullets. The terraformer glows and explodes, sending rainbow of colors, connecting with the elementals of Earth, wind, fire, earth, and entropy to begin life on Earth. Z-Man swoops their hover saucer to the surface as rivers and plants form around He-Man. He-Man grips Z-Man's hand and water flows over their head as they fly away searching for more life. Well, as reading through it, there are a few objects that got misplaced, but overall, given the reality of life, I suppose, I'm going to call that done. Let's go ahead and save this Vim, because I'm not trying to open up the document. I'm trying to add it. We'll publish this. Better time it. And that's the time. Let's turn the game off. Until the next time of something, in between that time and this time, I encourage y'all, find a way to write. Find a way to be creative in your own way. Sometimes it's the only thing that may get you through a day.